Tonight we bring you a story that could fundamentally reshape the future of Asia, and perhaps the world as we know it. The events unfolding right now are not just headlines, they are history in the making, with consequences that will ripple far beyond the region. At the heart of this story lies the delicate global balance of power, where every decision and every statement is watched by millions, and the stakes could not be higher. For decades, Taiwan and China have stood divided. Two governments, two visions, and a border that has become one of the world's most sensitive flashpoints for potential conflict. The world has watched as military tensions have escalated, with superpowers circling this small but crucial island. The Taiwan Strait has become a stage for military posturing, diplomatic maneuvering, and the hopes and fears of millions. Today, January 21, 2026, Taipei has made a stunning announcement. It will accept a proposal from Beijing, a move that few predicted and even fewer fully understand. This decision has sent shockwaves through financial markets, diplomatic circles, and ordinary households worldwide. It raises a profound question. What happens next, and how will the world respond? Are we witnessing the peaceful resolution of a 75-year-old conflict, or is this the beginning of a new, unpredictable chapter in global affairs? The world holds its breath, uncertain of what tomorrow will bring. In the next few minutes, we'll unpack how we arrived at this pivotal moment, what this agreement truly means for both sides, and what it could signal for the future of the region and the world. The China-Taiwan relationship is deeply intertwined with global trade, advanced technology, and international security. What happens here will shape the world's economy and the balance of power for years to come. The Taiwan Strait is more than a line on a map. It's a vital artery for global commerce and a symbol of the world's interconnectedness. What happens in these waters affects us all, no matter where we live. Stay with us as we break down this historic moment, explore the reactions from world leaders, and examine what it means for the people of Taiwan, China, and the entire international community. Our mission tonight is simple: to bring clarity in a time of uncertainty, and to help you understand the stakes of this extraordinary turning point in history. To understand today's headlines and the tension in East Asia, we need to revisit the turbulent 1940s, a decade that changed the fate of millions and set the stage for one of the world's most complex disputes. China's brutal civil war ended in 1949, after years of fighting between the communists, led by Mao Zedong, and the nationalists. The communists emerged victorious, taking control of the vast Chinese mainland and establishing the People's Republic of China in Beijing. The defeated nationalists under Chiang Kai-shek retreated to the island of Taiwan, bringing with them government officials, soldiers, and refugees. There, they set up their own government, still calling themselves the Republic of China, and claimed to be the legitimate rulers of all China. Since then, two rival governments have claimed to represent China, one in Beijing, one in Taipei. For decades, both insisted they were the true China, refusing to recognize each other's legitimacy. The world was divided on who to recognize. For years, many countries and the United Nations recognized the government in Taiwan. But by the 1970s, global politics shifted. Most countries, including the United States, switched diplomatic recognition to Beijing, acknowledging the People's Republic as the official government of China. Still, the US wanted to support Taiwan. In 1979, Congress passed the Taiwan Relations Act, promising to help Taiwan defend itself. This created a policy known as strategic ambiguity. The US doesn't officially recognize Taiwan as a country, but it also doesn't abandon it. Today, Taiwan operates as a vibrant, free society. It has its own government, military, and currency. Its people elect their leaders, enjoy a lively democracy, and have built a unique identity separate from mainland China. But Beijing has never accepted this reality. The Chinese government sees Taiwan as a breakaway province, not a separate country, and has never ruled out using force to bring the island under its control. Military drills and threats are frequent reminders of this stance. This constant threat from across the strait has deeply shaped Taiwan's politics, society, and sense of identity for generations. Many in Taiwan now see themselves as distinctly Taiwanese, not Chinese. That's why today's announcement is so startling. It challenges decades of uneasy compromise and raises fears of a new crisis in the region. The world now faces a new and uncertain reality in the Taiwan Strait, with global powers watching closely and tensions running high. The question remains, can peace be preserved without sacrificing the freedom and democracy that Taiwan's people cherish? Or will the region be drawn into conflict? The answer to this question will shape not just Taiwan and China, but the entire Asia-Pacific region for years to come. Let's take a closer look at what just happened, and why the world is paying such close attention. This morning, a spokesperson for President William Lai confirmed that Taiwan has agreed, in principle, to a framework proposed by Beijing. The move follows years of rising military pressure from China and a massive defense buildup by Taiwan. The US has sent mixed signals, while Japan recently declared Taiwan's security vital to its own. Despite signs of a coalition forming to support Taiwan, Taipei's sudden agreement with Beijing has stunned the world. Secret talks reportedly began in late December, with the opposition KMT party acting as a back channel. The timing, just before President Trump's planned visit to Beijing, suggests China wanted a breakthrough before further talks with the US. This agreement fundamentally changes the agenda for US-China relations. The world is scrambling to understand what comes next. What has Taiwan agreed to? The leaked framework resembles one country, two systems, but with key differences for Taiwan. Taiwan would keep its own government, legal system, economy, and even its military, though the size would be negotiated. In return, Taiwan must abandon any pursuit of legal independence and accept the One China principle. Formal diplomatic relations would end and foreign policy would be coordinated through Beijing. Taiwan trades sovereignty for autonomy, a delicate balance. For Beijing, it's a political victory without war. For many in Taiwan, it's a painful compromise. For others, a way to avoid conflict. The path to a final agreement will be fraught with challenges. The announcement has sent shockwaves through Washington and across Asia. US policy, built on defending Taiwan's democracy, is now in question. President Trump's upcoming visit to Beijing takes on new urgency, as China appears to have achieved its top goal. Allies like Japan and South Korea are rethinking their security strategies. In Taiwan, President Lai faces backlash and protests, while the opposition KMT claims victory for its engagement policy. The decision is dividing Taiwanese society between those fearing war and those fearing loss of freedom. For China, this is a triumph for President Xi Jinping, who can claim a historic achievement without conflict. Beijing's success may embolden it in other disputes, challenging the US-led order. The Indo-Pacific power balance is shifting. The world is watching how the US and its allies respond. Taiwan's political future is more uncertain than ever. The economic impact is immediate and profound. Global markets rallied on hopes that war has been averted, but uncertainty quickly set in. Taiwan is the world's leader in advanced semiconductors, with TSMC producing over 90% of the most sophisticated chips. The future of this vital industry is now uncertain as Beijing's influence grows. The US and others have tried to diversify, but most production remains in Taiwan. Will Beijing restrict chip exports or interfere with TSMC? A new tech Cold War could be brewing. Closer ties with China could boost Taiwan's economy, but also risk dependence and political leverage. Taiwanese businesses now face a stark choice: embrace the mainland or fight to stay independent. For Taiwan's 24 million people, this is deeply personal. Older generations may feel relief at the prospect of peace, but many, especially the young, see the agreement as a betrayal. They fear losing their democracy and identity, pointing to Hong Kong as a warning. Daily life will change. What will schools teach? Will the media stay free? Will military service continue? The agreement is dividing families and communities, forcing everyone to confront the question: Taiwanese or Chinese? Taiwan's vibrant, progressive society now faces an uncertain future under Beijing's shadow. The struggle for Taiwan's soul is just beginning. The world is watching how its people respond. Experts say Beijing's strategy was a masterful mix of pressure and persuasion, combining military posturing with diplomatic outreach to shape the outcome in its favor. Behind closed doors, Chinese officials worked tirelessly to present their case to the world, while simultaneously demonstrating their resolve through visible shows of force. China moved quickly to secure Taiwan before a strong anti-China coalition could form, catching many international observers off guard. The speed and coordination of their actions left little time for other nations to respond or organize a unified front. The timing, before President Trump's Beijing visit, was crucial. By acting in this narrow window, China ensured that the US administration was preoccupied and unable to intervene decisively, shifting the balance of power in the region. Analysts note that China prioritized Taiwan above all else, even making trade concessions to the US to achieve this goal. This willingness to compromise economically highlights just how central Taiwan is to Beijing's long-term ambitions. American influence in Asia is now in question, as the agreement was made without direct U.S. involvement. For decades, Washington has been seen as a stabilizing force in the region, but this episode has raised doubts about its future role. Allies may doubt Washington's reliability. Some fear that the U.S. may no longer be willing or able to defend its partners, leading to a potential realignment of alliances and strategies across Asia. Experts warn that the one country, two systems model has a troubled history, citing Hong Kong's eroding freedoms. The world has watched as Beijing tightened its grip, raising concerns that Taiwan could face a similar fate despite promises of autonomy. While Taiwan's terms seem more generous, trust in Beijing is low. Many Taiwanese remain deeply skeptical, fearing that any agreement could be gradually undermined, just as it was in Hong Kong. Can an authoritarian regime keep its promises to a democracy? The fundamental differences in governance and values make lasting trust difficult, and the world is watching for any sign of backtracking. The road ahead will be long and difficult. Taiwan faces an uncertain future, with its people bracing for changes that could reshape their society and identity for generations. The world will be watching to see if Taiwan's way of life can survive. Every development will be scrutinized, and the international community will play a crucial role in holding Beijing accountable. The stakes could not be higher. Taiwan's future and the credibility of international agreements now hang in the balance. Where do we go from here? This agreement is just the beginning of a new, uncertain chapter. Detailed negotiations will now begin, with every aspect of Taiwan's autonomy up for debate. The international community faces a choice: accept this new reality or push back. President Trump's April visit to Beijing will be pivotal for U.S.-China relations. For Taiwan, the future is in the people's hands, but their options are narrowing. Will they unite or fracture under pressure? The coming months will be decisive. The world has entered uncharted territory, and the decisions made now will shape the century. Thank you for joining us. Good night.